Hi everyone, my name is Casey Nowicki and I have to do an impromptu speech with a prop, and it has to be an informative speech. So, I just got home from drill. I'm going to apologize beforehand. My kids are out there. I have a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a almost 2-year-old, and the 2-year-old is deciding to have an attitude problem. Of course, go figure, after daddy has to record a speech. So I apologize beforehand if you hear a bunch of screaming in the background. It's just him being stubborn with mom. Anyways, so as a quick impromptu topic, I am going to disassemble my 1911 since I just got home and I can't carry it while I'm in uniform because I was gone on drill. But I'm going back to my civilian job starting Monday, and I always carry my weapon with me. And one of the things I like to do is just periodically take it apart, make sure there's no mysterious debris or anything like that that could impede operation if, God forbid, I ever have to use this thing. Which every morning I wake up and pray I don't have to. So, this is my 1911 in my paddle holster. I'm going to take it out right now. 1911, it's by Metro Arms, American Classic too. It's not a Springfield, it's not a really expensive one. I've been content with the weapon though. It's actually a lot of fun to shoot. Now I carry it, 1911, there's two styles. There's hammer down, and then there's cocked and locked. I carry mine cocked and locked. So first thing I'm going to have to do is de-arm it. So we're going to drop the magazine, put the safety off, slide back, catch the round when it comes out, and there we go. Now I'm going to it is safe and clear. I have determined that. Send the slide forward, and I'm going to send the hammer down. Now, some people will take them apart different ways. It's just how I do it. Now, I have determined it is safe and it is clear. I'm going to point the front end at the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. There's a piece right here. If I push that in, it's what holds the spring. That spring is the recoil spring. Every time a round goes off, that's what makes it go forward and come back, chamber a new round. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push that in, and then if you look at the end, that twists, and out pops the spring and the end of it just like a button. Now, I'm going to pull the slide back, and on the slide retainer, which that's normally where it would catch, to hold the slide back, say there was an empty magazine, there's another little dot, I don't know if the camera will pick it up that well, right behind it. And if I bring my slide forward to that little spot, then the slide retainer, right here, little lever, I can push on this button on the other side, and it's actually the other side of it, pushes it right out. At that point, my slide comes right off the lower of the weapon. Now for just a quick look, one, this is what I normally do, and two, for the presentation. When I disassemble it, while I can completely disassemble this weapon, I am just looking over the slide and the major components. I am not going to be taking the hammer apart, the hammer or the trigger apart. There's really no reason I should ever have to mess with these. This is a safety on this side. That's actually another safety. This weapon's got two safeties on it. Both of them have to be in the correct position before it will even fire. So, but I'm going to check the mag well, just make sure there's nothing, and I'm looking at it this way so that way you can see it as well. That hole I'm looking through, that's where the magazine slides right up and goes into the lower, or the upper. And not really seeing anything too out of place with that. Now this is the slide. You know, imagine the handle down here. I can slide the barrel forward. That piece we originally twisted, if I put it back in its neutral position, sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. It's almost on a keyway, and there's a sweet spot. There we go. And that comes out, and I can pull the barrel out. Now this is the slide without the barrel. I'm just going to check it over quick. I did fire some rounds a couple of days ago, and I have not cleaned my weapon yet. So I'm just checking it over, make sure there's no extra debris or anything. This is the barrel outside of the slide. This little loop, when everything's together, that piece I originally pushed out, it slides through that loop. That's actually what holds this barrel. This is the only piece that holds this barrel in that gun while it's in operation. So I'm in my bedroom. I'm going to look up through the light, through the barrel, make sure there's nothing too severe going on in the barrel. and I'm going to drop it back down into the slide. Sorry if that's loud. This little piece, that spring we originally took out, it rests right in here. And that's what keeps tension on the barrel. So as it rotates back and forth, or as it slides back and forth, that's what keeps the slide in place. So now, putting it back together is actually the complete opposite. I'm just going to slide it all. This can be kind of a pain at times, so I apologize if it takes me a while. First thing I'm going to do is that little loop I showed you. I have to make sure it lines up with that hole. Then that slide retainer, I'm able to slide right into that hole. Now, I have to slide the slide back to that little dimple, and as long as there's no spring in here, sometimes the barrel does not want to agree with me. And then there's a little pin that's a real pain in the butt. And I always use my Leatherman. Just push that pin back, rotate that up, and it pops right in. Now everything is retained. I can send that forward, and the slide does not go forward anymore. Like I said, that's the key piece, that's what holds everything together. Now, I'll drop my spring down the front end of the pistol, keeping the slide forward. I find that makes it easier. Ooh. Normally I do this while I'm sitting down, so put that front piece back on. I got a little ahead of myself. I put the spring in when I shouldn't have. I put that front piece back on, I rotate it. As you can see, it's obviously one of these things does not look like the other. I put the end back on that. Shove it all down inside the pistol. Rotate that back around. Now we're looking good again. Run it back. Slide stops. Stops the slide, holds it open. This is what it would look like if I was shooting and I was either A, empty, or just B, lock the slide back. Now normally I would empty my magazine and cycle it a few times. But that is how you very quickly disassemble a 1911. Do a quick little function check, make sure everything's clean, and wrap it up. Put it back together, and you have a good functioning weapon.